Hello and welcome to another episode of Canadian Stacker. Today we've got a medium-sized trip on the river. Today being the 19th of September. 19th of August. I'm ahead by a month. And it's Saturday. So what transpired over the week? Well, silver went down and touched basically the one-year trend. It didn't quite punch down under it. And, a lot of people are probably wondering, what the heck does this mean? Well, right now it's above the one-year low. Like, it's above the one-year low position for purchasing, like buying in. So we're always looking for these points when silver gets to a certain point, and it punches a little bit below the one-year average. That's where you buy in, either just a little above, just a little below. Well, right now it's still a little bit above that one-year trend line of movement. Could it go lower? Yeah, it definitely could go a little bit lower. I'm hoping it punches below that one-year trend line. That's an excellent buying opportunity. I have been saving up my dry powder for a couple of months now. I haven't made a major purchase of any kind. The last time I made any sort of significant-ish purchase, and I wouldn't overly call it significant, was when I purchased my Magnificent Maples. Since then, I've been pretty much, and that was a pullback there, I've been pretty much sitting on the fence on it, trying to figure out what I want to do. I'm going to probably make one more purchase of silver this year. I'm just watching to see if it punches under that one-year trend line. If it does, I'll probably blow off 70% of my dry powder, and I'll probably pick up, 4 or 5 tubes anyways, I would figure, of silver. And the same thing goes with gold. If I see gold make a move that looks advantageous, I'm going to go in on there too. I might pick up a half or a full ounce of gold. I'm just watching that trend line. It went down and it almost got to my buying level that I was looking for. I didn't see it, so I didn't go in. But it doesn't mean that I don't think that now is a good time to buy, because, always, if you can, dollar cost average in on the dips, or do your dollar cost averaging, every week. That's the best way to try to get the average price for the year. And I strongly recommend dollar cost averaging. It's the best bet way to try to get your silver at a good price. Now, this is not financial advice, as always. I'm just a dude down by the river trying to enjoy himself for the day. Today the water level's at 1.75. It's about the same as last time. It hasn't gone up or down too much. It's fluctuating between 1.5 and 2.5, and kind of living there, which is a fun-ish level. We've got, like I said, a medium-sized trip today. We got 3 boats on the river. They should be down sometime soonish. They're probably going to run Dragon's Tongue today because the water level's under 2, which is a good water level to run it, between 2 and -2. So there's that 4 feet of up and down vertical rise and fall on the Ottawa River that Dragon's Tongue is commercially raftable. But I have some other stuff that I wanted to touch base on. And basically that being what's going on with China and Evergrande finally filing basically bankruptcy. Another major lender is, and by the way, that's bankruptcy in the U.S., not in China. They didn't make a payment to the U.S., financial system. So China's really in a hard place right now. They've got another one that's got 30 days to come up with its payment. Evergrande's gone into receivership. This other one here's got 30 days to figure it the hell out. This is not looking good. China's not reporting, its employment rates, which are 25% unemployed in youth. They didn't like that number getting leaked out, so they clamped down. Now they're not going to give numbers because we can always trust the Chinese government to paint a rosy picture of what the real economic situation is in China, and I would beg to differ because those are cooked numbers. I bet you the unemployment rate in youth is higher than 25%. I won't give a number because I'm not that kind of an educated person in that, but I'm going to say that more than likely it's not what they say it is. So what's going on in the world financially right now? If you're watching the S&P and you're watching the Dow, you're holding with bated breath. We got a literal beating all week long. And remember, the stock market is not the work environment. Everybody keeps saying that the U.S. economy is imploding. I don't know what to say, to be honest. But I'm gonna say that at this time, I tend to think that the U.S. is a little bit more resilient. Now, this contagion coming in from China could be some seriously bad news. It could pull down the real estate market here in the U.S. and Canada. I could see that happening. We got Germany doing a slowdown. They reported a negative GDP growth because of higher fuel prices and having to import their LNG from the U.S. rather than Russia. They're buying it at a much higher price because they're shipping it in by container ship now rather than a cheaper, more efficient pipeline option. And this has got the German government scrambling, trying to figure out what to do. They released a report that said that for at least the next 4 to 5 years, things are going to be tough in Germany before they get back to pre-pipeline blow-up levels of fuel prices. I don't even think that's going to be a possibility. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're stuck with what they've got. They came to Canada there about 6-7 months ago, and they held out an olive branch there to Justin Trudeau, who basically slapped them and said, no, we're not going to sell you LNG. We're going carbon neutral, climate change this, climate change that. I'm not saying I'm for or against it. I'm just saying that that's what he said was his reasoning for not wanting to sell. And your ally Germany's coming practically on hands and knees with every business leader and like every high level politician in Germany comes, and they're like literally at Justin's feet saying please, and Justin goes, well, we don't have any way to ship it, which is true, but we could have offered over the next year and a half, 2 years, which would be a year and a half to a year and a half from now. We could have been shipping larger volumes of LNG to Germany and relieve them sooner than that 5 to 7 year window that they're looking at. I'm not saying Canada could be the gas tank for Europe, but we have a lot of LNG here, and I can think of a lot of people in Canada that would really appreciate the jobs, coming into our nation and allowing us the opportunity to serve the German people. Like, once again, everything in the world is a service industry if you boil it all down. Like, everybody thinks that restaurants are the service industry. No, everything is a service industry. If somebody wants to buy something from you, you're servicing them in a need. So, you got to take that into consideration. Germany came over here practically, like rolling out their own red carpet, and JT and our government said no. And I don't understand the logic behind it. It's almost like as if we're not willing to sell to people, that are our allies. We ship our LNG elsewhere, like we're building a gigantic LNG plant on the west coast to ship to China, but we're not willing to ship to our own allies in Europe. It's kind of confusing, but yeah, that's pretty much about it. Now, I don't know if any of you are into cryptocurrencies at all. I'm not saying that they are an investment, which I don't believe that they are a financial vehicle to with security in them. I think they're like any other thing you invest in. They're a risk. So they are not, in my opinion, a holder of wealth. They don't do wealth preservation, in my opinion. Yeah, you can look at Bitcoin and say all this stuff, but talk to the people that bought it just under 80,000 and ask them how they feel currently. That'd be like gold dropping 50% tomorrow. I don't see that happening to gold or silver, but it happened to Bitcoin. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is I've been doing a little bit of dollar cost averaging in on my risky assets because there's been a big pullback. I'm not, once again, giving financial advice in any way, shape, or form, and this is just my gambling money, where I shove it into a casino and I see what comes out of it. And yeah, like I just wanted to let you guys know I might wind up talking about what happens. I dollar cost averaged in on one of them over the last day and a half, 2 days. I've got a small position, and we'll see what happens with that. If it tanks and I lose my money, well, no big deal. It's about 1.5% of the allocation of my portfolio. Like I said, it's gambling money. Anything under 5% of my real value that I can move around, I consider gambling money. Anything above that, it's in solid investments like gold, silver, or real estate of some kind. I'm not a big gambler, so like if it's too risque for me, I don't do it. But I just wanted to let you know that I was looking at that as a potential vehicle. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. You've got everybody saying the Russian ruble's 100 to 1, and yeah, that sounds bad for Russia. But when you take into consideration what they can buy with 100 rubles versus what you can buy with a $1 American, you would be shocked. 100 rubles buys about $8 American worth of stuff equivalent from Walmart. Like you go to Walmart and you get yourself a bag of milk. Well, let's say a jug of milk. You go and you get yourself a bag of Doritos. Then you go and you buy yourself some expectorant for your coffee, which is coffee whitener. And then you're like, hey, that's about $7. I got room for one more thing. Let's throw a loaf of bread on. You go up to the till. That's about $10. The Russians will be paying 100 rupees for the same thing that you're paying 10 American dollars for, and 100 rupees is $1. So they're getting, for 1,000 rupees, like they have 1,000 rupees, they could buy 10 times more in the actual store for food. I was actually looking at it, and I found it quite fascinating. One of these guys was showing a video on one of his friends who lives in Russia going to a store and purchasing with rubles. And he was showing everything that you could purchase, like a 4-pack of yogurt for 39 rubles. Here in Canada, a 4-pack of yogurt's like $3.50, $4. You know, like he showed a loaf of bread, once again, for 29 rubles. Here in Canada, that's like $3.29 for a good loaf of bread. So basically, I view rubles like pennies now. So like if you viewed rubles as, well, not even pennies, it's worth more than that. But their version of I guess what our penny used to be, they have a much better buying power for commodities for the people. I don't know what it translates into for oil at the pump or anything else, but I know for groceries, when I was looking at their bills, I was actually shocked at what 100 rupees could buy. It literally was, it felt like between $7 and $10 Canadian or American, and for 100 rupees. And I'm thinking to myself, what is in the price markups in our country that makes our food like 10 times more expensive to purchase than in Russia? You know, we're supposed to have a better, more valuable currency, but yet, you know, like if I were to go over to Russia with $10 American, I would be able to buy 10 times more food than I could here, which is absolutely crazy when you think about it. So yeah, that's the thought for the day. Once again, I'm on the Ottawa River. I'm at Lower Ostroms. It's an overcast, cloudy kind of day. It was supposed to be rainy. I'll take this. For sure, I'll take this. This is way better than rain. And, you know, this is just, once again, my thoughts. It's not financial advice. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing, sharing, and liking the video. And a comment would be absolutely amazing. But to my understanding, sharing wakes the algorithm up the most from everything I've seen in other YouTubers' channels. Liking does some, but I heard that sharing is the big thing. So if you guys could share this around, that would be great. I'm going to probably be doing a live stream in the next little bit. I want to get the Magnificent 15 out. I'm going to try to get a hold of Bruce there, Numismatics Canada with Bruce, and try to do a video with him. Perhaps I can do it when I go down to Ottawa. My person that was taking down to Ottawa for the ride there, he's moving it out by a week perhaps, so I might have to delay a bit. But when I go there, I'm hoping to hook up with Saul as well and do a small interview with Saul so you guys can see what's been going on with him, current prices, and maybe if the price is where I want it, I'll make a largish purchase of silver live on camera. But anyways, until next time, you know, keep your thumb to the sky, keep on stacking, keep on being awesome, and have an amazing day.